How great were the 80s? Only an era of great horror movies, but comedy and a genre that's been lost, and dark fantasy. Two movies that really stand out that many today don't really know about, and it's just a great mix of scary and fantasy, is Walt Disney's Return to Oz and Jim Henson's Labyrinth. And yes, that's the same Jim Henson, creator of The Muppets. Both movies are just a great example of scary tales of movies that you think is a kid's movie, but then you just realize, damn, this is a pretty creepy movie. We lost a legend in David Bowie. Many know him for his great music, but I got to know him as the Goblin King. The top 10 puppets are only based on the scary puppets, but we're also including the wacky puppets into this top 10. Comment down below and let us know, who's your favorite Labyrinth puppet?
Number 10. The Wise Man.
You can find the wise man in the middle of the labyrinth, with his collection played out for anybody who asks for his advice. But instead of getting good advice, he's more likely to pass out and just fall asleep. But what makes this creature very strange is that he has a talking bird growing out of his head. Yes, a talking bird growing out of his head.
Number 9. The Four Guards.
Creepy, strange, and that's gotta be uncomfortable, the first things that come to mind when you see the four guards. They guard two different doors. One guard tells the truth while the other one's lying. So you gotta ask the right question to figure out which door to take, or the wrong door will lead you to your doom.
Number 8. The Worm.
In the beautiful maze of the labyrinth, you'll encounter big and even small creatures. For example, like the worm. Sarah comes across the worm very early in the movie, while trying to figure out a way to get inside the labyrinth. And in my opinion, the worm has the best advice in the movie. Things are not always what they seem in this place, so can't take anything for granted.
Number 7. Humongous.
If you thought Ludo was a huge puppet, then you haven't met Humongous. At the time, he was the biggest puppet built for Henson Creature Shop. In the movie, Humongous guards the entrance door into Goblin City. This was an amazing build, as when the gates come together, his body's then attached, and then he comes out of the gate. At 15 feet tall and he carries an axe, there was no doubt he was trying to kill the gang, but it's actually just a robot that's manned by one little goblin.
Number 6. The Junk Lady.
The Junk Lady can be located at Junk City, right outside the gates of Goblin City. She tries to distract Sarah from her mission on finding her baby brother, Toby, but fails. In the 1986 book, The Goblin's Labyrinth, it goes a little bit more deeper into her character. We find out her name is actually Angus, and she can carry up to 70 times her own weight. Now, if you recall in the scene at Junk City, she's not the only junk person walking around, so this is just one spooky town to just avoid.
Number 5. Sir Didymus.
Out of all the puppets in Labyrinth, this is the one that actually doesn't look scary at all, and actually looks more like a Muppet. Not only is he a tough little guy, Sir Didymus is noble to the T, and he can be found guarding the bridge that takes you out of the Bog of Eternal Stench. And if you know anything about the Bog of Eternal Stench, trust me, you definitely have to pass that bridge. Sir Didymus rides on his trusty sidekick, Ambrosius, who's actually the opposite and pretty much a coward, but I gotta say, they do make a great team.
Number 4. Ludo.
Look at this huge monster. What a nightmare to any kid. But Ludo proves, don't judge a book by its cover. Ludo's actually pretty friendly and joins Sarah's quest, with no secret agenda whatsoever, which is rare in the Labyrinth. The Goblin King might have the Goblin Army, but Sarah has Ludo, who has an incredible power who can summon any rocks to do whatever he wants. For example, like combating the Goblin Army. You guys definitely gotta check out the making of the movie and the process from the Henson team. It didn't take one puppeteer, but 2 puppeteers to work on this big animatronic.
Number 3. Fireys.
I'm not gonna lie, but as a kid, the Fireys scared the crap out of me. Now, these particular puppets have the ability to take their heads off their bodies like nothing, even walking around like headless puppets. Very creepy. So when Sarah gets to meet them, the Fireys try pulling her head off, which of course you know is just instant death to any one of us. Sarah tries to get away, and they actually start chasing her. Just a spooky scene, and you wouldn't expect this to be in a kid's movie, and that's why I love it.
Number 2. The Goblins.
The Goblins' designs are just really amazing, as each goblin has their own unique look, and there seems to be different races of goblins. The goblins are the main military force of the Labyrinth, serving under Jareth, the Goblin King. They start off the movie by kidnapping Sarah's baby brother, Toby, which becomes the main plot of the movie. But just like the goblins from Lords of the Rings, the downside is they just can't fight. They're actually pretty stupid, but they make up for it by being great babysitters. Go Team Goblins.
Number 1. Hoggle.
How could you not have Hoggle at number 1? Voiced by Brian Henson, which I have to admit, I didn't know that. Hoggle is a combination of a little person actress and the animatronics from Team Henson. He might look like a goblin, but Hoggle's actually a dwarf. If you first glance at Hoggle, you would assume he's a bad guy. And you'd be wrong. At first, he does have his own agenda, but he overcomes it to help Sarah through the Labyrinth. If you haven't watched the Labyrinth, what are you waiting for? Go check it out. Oh, and oh yeah, I want to wish the Labyrinth a happy 30th anniversary.